So what I wanted to talk to you today was about every year, the week before Labor Day, 70,000 people go to the desert of Nevada. And so what happens? Well, in the middle of the playa, the place where you go, there is a big man. He is anywhere from 70 to 200 feet tall. And there he is. And he is in the center. It's kind of the harbinger of the whole event. And eventually he is burned. The whole playa is filled with art installations that you're meant to climb on and punch and touch, take pictures of, interact with. And the event goes on all day and all night. The top, you can see all the bikes, all the lights, all the people, all the lights and the dust. And there I was at sunrise at Robot Heart, and it's still going, still thumping and pulsing. And I took Victor. So not only did I take my mom, but I took my son. And because Burning Man's radical participation, this was a great example for Victor to go out there, see what people are out there doing, try things himself. I enjoyed being able to see people's passion projects out and on display, whether it was this 8-armed shooting fire octopus or someone's gray water. Gray water became a big issue for us to figure out their gray water plans. Perspective changes everything. So many of the art installations were completely different experiences from day into night. So you'd go there in the day and go, oh, okay, that was interesting. And then at night, you're doing flaming skee ball. And it was always changing, always transforming. Burning Man is a lot about saying yes to whimsy. And one of the experiences we had was the Billion Bunny March, where 1,200 adults dress as bunnies and run. Then we, as animal control agents, which were the children, had to inoculate the bunnies. And so my job was to chase my animal control agent as he went out to catch the bunnies. You'll see in a moment, they had to inoculate the bunnies with Jägermeister. So that was really, there they are. So one of the things about Burning Man was not only saying yes, but also figuring out ways for all types of people to participate. So this is a good example of figuring out, well, we've got these children, we've got these adults. Let's figure out lots of ways to figure out how to participate. There are art cars everywhere. That's how people get around. And so it wasn't uncommon to see this two-story tall VW bus with a dance floor driving by your camp at 3 in the morning shooting fire. The Temple of Mourning is a place where the Burning Man community comes to mourn all sorts of things, from people to ideas, and they put mementos, they draw, they put artwork into the temple, and at the end of the week, it's all burned down. One of the big parts about Burning Man was being self-reliant. So every time you left your camp, you had to have your water, your snacks, your goggles, your face mask. You had to have everything with you, and you had to bring it all with you for the whole week. This wasn't easy. One of the things we dealt a lot with was dust. So every day there were dust storms. They were long, they were short. One day we had to be in our car for 5 hours. So you always had to be prepared for that experience with all the gear you needed. One of the things that I found myself riding around early in the morning every day, I've thought a lot about, like, what do I want to put into the world? What do I want to share with the world? Because so much of Burning Man is just putting it out there and sharing. So I thought a lot about that. I also thought a lot about that I realized I'm the same person here that I am out there. There were lots of people who took on these different personas and did all sorts of crazy things. And I realized, perhaps thankfully, that I felt pretty settled with myself. This is the playa, and one of the things we had to do was leave no trace. One of the problems I had to solve was how to get 40 gallons of gray water home, because you have to leave no trace and figure out a way to deal with everything, including your toothpaste spit. And so that was an exciting thing to have to do. Burning Man is a lot like visiting another world, and it's a world of bikes and bean burritos, blinking lights, and it's a lot of people just putting it all out there, whether you want to see it or not. One of the things that we went to was the Thunderdome. This was like visiting Mad Max. It is a large geodesic dome where people have obviously climbed all over it. There's lights, and in the middle there are 2 people hanging, suspended, fighting. Victor is sitting at the bottom of the circle, and there are a couple guys standing next to him protecting him, which was kind of an interesting experience for him. But it was one of those things where you couldn't hold back. You had to be fully immersed in that experience. And that's really what a lot of the Burning Man experience was for us, was saying yes to the moment, saying yes to the logistics and the dust. You couldn't hold back. You had to be fully present in the moment. That's our experience.